Member for Maylands.
Thank you, Acting Speaker, and I rise to speak in support of the Education and Care Services National Law Application Bill 2025. This bill is an important reform that strengthens the framework for early childhood education and care in our state. It brings Western Australia into alignment with the national system of regulation by applying the Education and Care Services National Law as enacted in Victoria, with jurisdictional modifications. The bill effectively changes the mechanism for adopting the national law from corresponding legislation to an applied law mechanism in line with all other jurisdictions. It will also allow for the tabling and disallowance of amendments made to the national law and national regulations, introducing an effective and efficient way to adopt national law and national regulations and applicable amendments. And the bill brings into operation in WA amendments to the national law to allow changes from the 2019 National Quality Framework Review. Finally, the bill repeals the Education and Care Services National Law WA Act 2012, the Education and Care Services National Regulations 2012, and provides the transition needed to the applied legislation mechanism, ensuring the vitally important alignment of state and federal legislation. Now, this reform may sound technical, but in practice it is significant. It ensures that we keep pace with national improvements in standards and compliance while still protecting the specific interests of West Australian children, families, local communities and services. And at its core, this bill is about one thing: making sure that the youngest members of our community receive the very best start in life. Legislation like this matters. It matters because the quality of early education matters. It is well known that the first 5 years of life shape the rest of a person's journey. These are the years when brains are developing most rapidly, when language, social skills and emotional regulation are beginning to be formed. Quality early childhood education helps children thrive. It supports their cognitive development, things like problem solving, numeracy and literacy. It nurtures their social and emotional growth, learning to share, cooperate, empathise and regulate emotions. It provides a safe environment for physical development, running, climbing, playing, exploring. It also gives educators and families the chance to identify developmental concerns early, whether it's a speech delay, hearing difficulty, sign of neurodiversity. Early detections means early support. This is vitally important and can change a child's life trajectory. The benefits extend well beyond childhood. Children who receive quality early education are more likely to finish school, pursue further education and secure stable employment. They are more likely to have higher earning capacity and to contribute positively to their communities. They are less likely to need remedial education, to experience long-term unemployment, or to come into contact with the justice system. From a societal perspective, the returns on investing in early learning are enormous. Every dollar invested in high-quality early education delivers multiple dollars in long-term economic and social benefits. Furthermore, quality early childhood education can ease the burdens on families by providing reliable and affordable childcare, which allows parents to work or pursue further education. It can also foster a sense of community and support networks for parents and ultimately contribute to better family well-being and stability. Early childhood education is also about fairness and inclusion. It can help level the playing field by ensuring children from disadvantaged or diverse backgrounds have the same opportunities to learn and grow. It can create inclusive spaces where children of all abilities, cultures and family types can feel valued and supported. And it is about fostering a lifelong love of learning. If we can instil in our youngest children the joy of discovery, the excitement of curiosity, and help them to build their resilience, we set them up for a lifetime of growth. This is why this bill is so important. It strengthens the framework that underpins the quality, safety, and continuous improvement in early childhood education. In my own community, I've seen the importance of quality early education firsthand through the work of the Bayswater Child Care Association, a high-quality and deeply loved community childcare provider in the Inner East. The association was founded in 1975 when local parents and community members recognised the need for childcare that was affordable, accessible and community-driven. From those beginnings came the Silverwood Day Nursery, a joint venture between the then Shire of Bayswater and the Australian Government, providing long day care for children aged 0 to 5. A few years later, in 1985, a neighbourhood centre was established to offer occasional care, giving families flexibility and support. In 2006, that centre was renamed the Derrick Ernst Neighbourhood Centre, honouring Derrick Ernst, a tireless volunteer and long-time secretary and treasurer who dedicated decades of service to the organisation. In 2016, the centre moved into a new purpose-built facility on Tara Street in Morley, and 2 years later it adopted its current name, The Den. Earlier this year, I had the privilege of attending the Den's 40th anniversary. It was a wonderful opportunity to celebrate 4 decades of community-based childcare in the electorate. Seeing generations of families who had been supported by the centre was a powerful reminder of the ripple effect that quality early education has through time. Over the years, the Bayswater Child Care Association has also expanded, establishing several additional centres across the Maylands electorate and beyond. This includes the Salisbury Child Care Centre in Bedford, where I was pleased during the election to commit $50,000 for the delivery of a new nature playground, a fantastic addition to the outdoor play area of that centre. Today, the Bayswater Child Care Association continues to focus on supporting young children and their families by providing safe and nurturing spaces where children are prioritised and families are supported. As a community childcare association, it is built on values of inclusion, quality, safety and affordability. The Den, Salisbury and all the centres that make up the association embody the principles at the heart of this bill: community, inclusiveness, quality and care. They stand as shining examples of what happens when local people come together to meet local needs. It is also timely that this week is Early Learning Matters Week. This national initiative, organised by Early Childhood Australia, aims to shine a spotlight on the value of early education and learning and its significant impact on children, shaping their development and well-being, as well as the positive impact on local communities, and it reminds us that investing in children's early years is essential. And to help kick off the week-long celebration that is Early Learning Matters Week, it was great to join the Education Minister yesterday with a visit to KintaCo Early Learning and Childcare and Kindy Centre in Bayswater. The KintaCo team have done a remarkable job transforming a local Bayswater heritage building into a fun, colourful, warm and welcoming centre. I'm sure the Minister agrees it was fantastic to see firsthand the vital work their educators are doing to help nurture the next generation and support local families. We saw messy play, book reading, music and movement and even garden play. Thank you to Kelly, Sarah and the team for sharing that morning with us. Early Learning Matters Week gives us the opportunity to not just celebrate early childhood educators and services and acknowledge the importance of quality early childhood education, but also by progressing this bill allows Parliament to seek to strengthen the frameworks that support them. The long-term societal impact of quality early learning is profound. When we get it right, children flourish. Families are supported, communities grow stronger, and our economy benefits. Early education reduces inequality. It gives every child, regardless of background, a fair start. It fosters diversity and inclusion from the earliest age, building communities that are cohesive and respectful. It can also reduce long-term social costs. By supporting children early, we reduce the likelihood of later disadvantage. That means less pressure on remedial education, welfare, health and justice systems. It creates more opportunities for more Western Australians into the future. And it builds resilience for that future. Children who learn to love learning become adults who can adapt, innovate and thrive in a changing world. That is what we want for our children, and that is what we want for our state. This bill positions Western Australia to achieve those outcomes by keeping our regulatory framework strong, current and nationally consistent. It supports the educators who dedicate their lives to our children. It supports the families who rely on accessible, affordable childcare. And most importantly, it supports the children themselves, because they deserve nothing less. The Education and Care Services National Law Application Bill 2025 is a smart, balanced and child-centred reform. It streamlines our systems, importantly ensuring consistency with national standards, allowing us to keep up to date with key national standards and compliance requirements, and maintains WA-specific safeguards. In aligning our regime nationally, it strengthens child safety, compliance and quality. It gives Parliament oversight where needed and removes unnecessary duplication. Most of all, it reinforces the principle that every child deserves the best start in life. As we consider this bill, I'm reminded of the children and families I saw at the Den's 40th anniversary. I'm reminded of those little ones I saw at KintaCo yesterday, singing and dancing and learning about planting gardens and making a good mess in the process. I'm reminded of the dedicated educators who show up every day to nurture, teach and support our next generation. I'm reminded of the importance of creating inclusive spaces where every child and their families belong. I commend the bill to the House.
Thank you, Member for Maylands.